Good morning and welcome to our 24 hours with a 2-month-old video. Perry Claire turns 2 months the day after we filmed this, so this was the perfect time to get our current routine down, and I'm gonna love to have this to look back on. So we start out every morning by waking up at 7:30 and going into her nursery. I change her and then we sit and look out the window for a little bit, and then I start to feed her. Neeson loves to join us, so you can see he's on the back of the chair, and we just hang out in here for about 30 minutes. I keep a devotional in her rocking chair, and I try to read that every morning, and it is a good start to the day. We slowly wake up in here, and it's just a nice thing to do since she doesn't sleep in her room yet. And before we head downstairs, I grab a few things that we need for the day. Always grab a couple of burp cloths, and then we get a swaddle for the day. And at 8 o'clock we head downstairs and start her playtime. I always sit her up in her boppy for a little bit just because she does spit up, so doctor recommends keeping her up about 20 minutes after she eats. So I set her there, get her brain going on something, and leave her in that position for a few minutes while I get some things done in the house. And I always keep an eye on her. I just stay really close and pick up a few things. So I move to the kitchen. This is when I make coffee and just clean up from the night before. I try to clean up pretty much the night before, but there's always a few things left over. You can see her bath. Things are still out drying from the night, and I always try to load what's in the sink into the dishwasher throughout the day, and then I'll start that at the end of every day just to keep that part of the chores moving. And I'm looking over at her and seeing that she's okay, and then I go to make coffee. This is probably my favorite part of the morning. It's just quiet in the house, and it's a slow start to the day. And we have a fancy espresso maker, but there's just something really nice about making drip coffee. I don't know why. It's a mom thing, I guess. But I'm making coffee, and I'm gonna set that to start brewing while I go check on her again and play with her for a few minutes. So after she's been sitting in the boppy for a few minutes, I will move her over to the center of the play gym, and we use the Lovevery play mat, and she loves this. We worked with them in a few videos back, and we just love all of their products. She is very intrigued by all of the attachments, and she's starting to notice the colors and things, and it's really fun to see her little brain work. But I lay her down just to look around and kind of squirm a little while I pick up a few more things, fold some blankets, fluff the pillows, get her little snuggle me area ready for her first nap of the day. And then once all of that's ready, I'll go over and play with her for a little bit. We are checking out the sensory attachment right now. This makes noise and is colorful, and she really likes it. And she's been starting to smile a lot more this past week, so that's been fun to see her expressions. And then we always practice rolling over. I kind of help her, and just so she is getting used to that motion. And she does some tummy time. She's lifting her head and is getting so strong. And then when 8:30 rolls around, that is when she goes down for her first nap. And we do that in her Snuggle Me, just in the living room. So I've been swaddling her for every nap, and that's what I'm doing here. And she usually goes to sleep pretty quickly and naps pretty hard this first nap. So there she is. I give her a passy, and I always lay a burp cloth under her head because she does like to spit up. And while she naps, this is when I go make my coffee and sip on it, and also read another devotional. This one is called New Morning Mercies by Paul David Tripp, and it just has a little page a day, and it's a really good one if you're looking for something to get started on. and she just naps away. And then after I read my devotional, I turn the news on and do some work on the computer. I just check my email and work on videos if I need to edit anything that day, and shop if I want to shop. Just do some of everything while she sleeps. And then at 10:30 I wake her up from her nap, and she usually, like I said, sleeps so hard during that first nap, so she's kind of hard to wake up, but I'll gently just rub her stomach and get her up that way, kiss her. And the routine I do when I do wake her up is change her, and then I will feed her after that. And changing her first just helps kind of wake her up even more, because if I feed her while she's sleepy, she'll just fall right back asleep and she doesn't eat well. So moving over to the table, we just have a little caddy set up on our table. We don't really use this table to eat on, so it's not super unsanitary, but that's our little station for now, and it works. And then I play with her a little, just trying to wake her up a little more, and then feed her. Then at 11 o'clock is her playtime, and she's still very sleepy, but I try to get her to wake up and play for a little bit before she goes down for another nap. And her second nap of the day is in her crib. So at 11:30 we head up to her room, and I'll do another change because she actually went to the bathroom again, and I didn't want her to sleep in a mess, so I'm about to change her again. I darken the room and close the blinds. She has blackout curtains, so I close one of those while I'm changing her, just so she knows things are getting time for bed. So change her, and then I'm going to lay her in her bed to swaddle her again. I usually use a Halo swaddle, but it's actually in the wash, so I'm using this muslin swaddle again for her crib nap. I'll pick her back up and rock her for a little bit, just until she gets super sleepy before I lay her back down. Then I grab all of the pillows and stuffed animals out of her crib because I don't want them in there while she's sleeping, and we use this little head pillow for her. It's called the Bebo pillow. I got it off of Amazon and we'll link it below, but it helps their head from getting a flat spot, and she really likes it, and it helps her stay in position when she's sleeping. And this is the time when I get to do a few things around the house. I start with laundry. I always try to keep a load or two going throughout the day, so I'm moving some clothes over from the washer and adding some to the washer to start another load. And this is always, I just keep this as part of my routine, and it keeps that chore going. Then I go into our bedroom, and Neeson's sleeping on the bed, so moving him so I can make the bed. And then I just tidy up our room while I have the chance, because if I don't do it now, I don't really get another chance to. And then this is also my time when I work out, so I'm getting my workout clothes ready, and this has been really good for me mentally to get back into a workout routine, and it just works out perfectly while she is napping in her room, that I can have some time to myself and get back into working out. So we have the Nordic Track treadmill in our house, and this is the room over from her, so I keep her monitor really close. I just watch it while I run, and then if she happens to fuss or need me, I just walk to the next room over and can help her out, give her a passy. But yeah, I'm running 2 miles today, so I'm just getting a little jog in and doing some stretches, and you can see I'm finished and she's still sleeping, so that's a good sign. Neeson always hangs out in here too. And then after I run, if she's still sleeping and doesn't need me, I take the monitor to the shower, and I quickly take a shower, get ready for the day if I have time. Usually I don't have time to do makeup, but today I actually did have a little bit of time because she's sleeping so good. I have a new makeup routine since I barely have time anymore these days. I quickly just do Ilia skin tint, concealer, do my eyebrows, some mascara, and call it a day. I noticed on the monitor that she was squirming, so I usually wait until she's actually crying to go in there, but she was starting to get super fussy, so I went and calmed her down, then left, and she started squirming again and unswaddled herself, so I went back in, re-swaddled her, and picked her up for a little bit just to rock her back to sleep. It took a minute, but usually this works pretty well. Neeson had to come join me as well, but rocked her for maybe 5 minutes, then laid her back down with her passy and grabbed Neeson so he couldn't jump up there and wake her up again, and then we left. And I went downstairs. I had about 30 minutes until she was supposed to actually wake up, so I made a little bit of lunch. There's my plate, an RX bar, an apple, some crackers and hummus, and some Body Armor. I've been drinking Body Armor for breastfeeding and it has seemed to help. So at 1:30, I go in her room and I wake her up from her nap. I would just turn off her sleep sound machine and open the windows so the light kind of gently wakes her up. And then I'll unswaddle her. Sometimes she's pretty fussy. You can see she is right now. She seems to always be pretty hungry at this time of day, so I'm going to take her over and change her first thing when she wakes up, because she typically always has a dirty diaper, and then I will pick out an outfit for her for the day. This is when I always change her into a new outfit. So we're going with the cheetah print today, and once she has that outfit on, we grab her burp cloth and head back downstairs, and I will begin to feed her downstairs. We just hang out in the rocking chair and I'll feed her for a little bit. She's awake and, like I said, has been smiling so much lately, so any chance I get, I try to get her to smile, and it is just the best thing to see her little grin. So I'll feed her and then we will begin to play at 2 o'clock. We are going to be back on the Lovevery play mat, and today she actually decided to roll over for the first time. It wasn't a true rollover, but she did move from her stomach to her back, and I just happened to get it on video. And at 2:30, it's her third nap of the day, and we're going to do this one in her Snuggle Me as well. So I'll swaddle her, get her cozy, give her her passy, and she will sleep in the living room again. And I will go do a few things, clean the dishes that I used for lunch, clean out the haka, and then at 4:30 she wakes up and I will feed her again. I love her little stretches every time she wakes up. They're so cute, and she is still very sleepy. So I'm changing her to wake her up a little more, and then I will feed her from here. And then Dad has some playtime at 5 o'clock. I start to cook dinner and he kind of plays with her after he's done with work, and you can see he's burping her right now. And then I'll rock her while dinner is in the oven, and then lay her down for her last nap of the day, and this one is a shorter nap. I'll let her go until about 7 o'clock, and I try not to do any more than that because bedtime's so close, but I will start to get her bath ready. And we use this little bathtub just in our sink, and it has worked so well for us while she's little. And I keep a caddy under the sink with just all of her bath things. So I lay out her towel, get it ready, and then go wake her up and feed her. Then I'll change her, and at 7:30 we get her in the bath. I use the same swaddle I've used for the whole day just to lay on her in the bathtub, and I've learned that this is the trick to keep her happy in the bath. It just keeps her more warm and cozy, and she loves it. So I'm wiping her face off. Tonight's actually not a soap bath, So she's just getting kind of a water bath. I only use soap every 3 days on her. So this is just to relax her and get her ready for bed. Put her in her towel and dry her off. I always use a Snuggle Me on the counter just to hold her while I'm drying her off, and then I'll rub some lavender lotion on her legs, kind of massage her hands and feet, and then put her in some pajamas. And after that, I'll brush her hair, put some oil on her face, and then we will head upstairs for the rest of the bedtime routine. At 8 o'clock, we get on the bed and I'll play with her a little more, just with her moves. She likes to look at that. And then I will feed her, kind of do a dream feed around 8:30 if she seems hungry still. And she's a little fussy tonight, so I did feed her. And at 9 o'clock, or sometimes a little before, we will swaddle her, put her owlet sock on, and put her in the bassinet. She wakes up a few times during the night, so she woke up at 1 and 4, but sleeps right beside me and does pretty good. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.